Miss Experience. Watch.
This is like what it looks like when you haven't won a championship. I haven't won yet, and Draymond has won 3 championships. So after we won the gold medal, everybody is popping champagne. This is a real clip. We wasn't faking. We wasn't joking around. He really had to show me.
Perk, what is the key to popping champagne?
Well, Richard, I don't know because I didn't have to pop it. The bottles was already open for me when I got to my locker, which was a great thing because I probably would have had trouble as well.
Oh, well, look, the only thing
look at that ceremony.
Look at that ceremony.
Look at that ceremony.
Yeah, look, that was a great championship. Ours is the greatest championship of all time. But what I will say is this. It's not about how you pop, it's about how you drink it. My favorite quote of all time is from David Robinson. He says that I don't drink champagne, I wear it.
How would you know? You drink White Claw.
What are you talking about? That was just I saw a quote. It was a great look. Yeah, there's my guy, Timmy D.
Hey, Perk, you know that night Richard announced his retirement in that locker room and then played for 3 more years.
Yeah, well, the money kept coming. Speaking of money coming, make confidence. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander told GQ, I'm the Black Steve Nash. He didn't necessarily mean playing style, but more that he wants to be one of the greatest point guards ever. Brian, do you like the confidence from SGA?
Yeah, although his team is not going to be Steve Nash team for a long time. And what I will say to Shai is something we see all the time in the NBA. When you graduate to a max contract player, yeah, those checks get real big and they're going to be real nice. But so do the expectations. Shai is no longer a player of promise. He's a player of expectation. And hey, he did great last year, being the leader of that team in the games he played before he was injured. But he's going to have a different reality. So I'm glad he's embracing it by some of the stuff he's saying.
Yeah, miss vacation. Mitchell Robinson said he put up 20 pounds this offseason from 280 up to 260. Perk, how is that extra weight going to help him be better at center?
Oh, it's going to help him tremendously. I mean, we already know he could jump out the gym, but being able to bang down low, especially in the Eastern Conference, when you have to go against a guy like Joel Embiid and things to that nature, but it just speaks volumes to the culture of the New York Knicks. And it speaks volumes to him also as well, being out for an extended period of time last season. He was like, hold on, our team is good. We're moving in the right direction. I need to get better myself. I'm proud of the young man.
The Knicks signed Nerlens Noel, and so he's going to want to get paid too.
Oh, well, yeah, they get that money then. Meg, skirt. Another day, another ankle-breaking snatchback from Erica Wheeler. Remember, she got Sue Bird the other day, too. Brian, what is a good nickname for her? Ooh.
I don't know, but we don't shame people who play defense on this show on my watch.
No,
she tried to stay in front of her. She made a great move. We don't shame people. Nope, I don't do it.
No. We don't shame.
We don't shame people who play defense.
Listen, well, I do.
Listen, I don't know if y'all saw the clip of me dribbling on the street outside of my house, but this is kind of how it looks like.
No, it couldn't been any further away from that, Perk. Couldn't have been any further away. Do not watch that. But look, we're going to switch gears. It's now the time to talk about Carmelo Anthony. He sat down with GQ recently and covered a lot of topics, including finally being paired with his longtime friend LeBron James in LA. The duo has known each other for over 20 years, and their on-court chemistry this upcoming season has been a topic of debate. Here's Melo to GQ. Years ago, we were all in our own lanes with our own teams. It probably wouldn't have worked. But now we're at where we're at now in our career, later in our career, more mature, more appreciative of each other and the game, having the same goals. We are going to enjoy this moment. The timing is perfect. Now, Brian, do you like the LeBron and Melo pairing on the court?
You know, here's the thing. I think it's going to be great for them to be with each other, to drink wine with each other and everything all year long. But if you're a Lakers fan, you have to realize Carmelo Anthony is a minimum contract playing role player. He's going to have nights where he's going to hit some spot-up jumpers, and he's going to have other nights where he fades into the wallpaper. As long as you have that expectation and understanding, Anything that he gives you above that, you should be happy about. And I do agree with him. Melo, in his heart of hearts, believed in 2003 that he should have been the #1 pick. There were people, including Melo, who thought he should have won Rookie of the Year over LeBron James because he led his team to the playoffs and LeBron didn't. He's always been a proud guy, and I have no doubt that they wouldn't have worked early together. And I do think it can be a nice pairing now, but remember, it's a complementary piece. It's not a running mate.
Yeah, and absolutely. And look, you grow, right? You grow throughout your career. Once you accomplish all the individual things that you need to accomplish, we have to remember, Melo didn't work with Russell Westbrook and Paul George. He didn't work with James Harden and Chris Paul. And that's okay because at that point in time, Melo didn't want to accept the lesser role, or he didn't realize that he wasn't a #1 option. And that's okay because even going back to the 2008 Celtics, Paul, Ray, and KG all had to realize that, hey, we have accomplished everything except win the championship, and the timing was perfect because they all had accomplished everything individually that they needed to. The only thing that was left was to win the championship. And I think Melo's role on this Lakers team will be him coming off the bench, him being featured in the offense off the bench. I think he would thrive well in that system, and I think he would pair along LeBron James just fine.
Yeah, and look, no disrespect to the Portland Trailblazers with Dame and the way they play, but when you play with Russell, Rondo, and Bron, you are going to get open shots. And Carmelo is a great open shot shooter. I don't even know how you want to say it. When he gets that space, he knocks it down. And he can still do some things in ISO. He still has that game, but that's not what they need from him. But Carmelo is a force, and he will be great. As far as the Rookie of the Year thing, you're right. I was on the Carmelo Anthony bandwagon. He took his team to the postseason in the Western Conference. And look, LeBron had all the numbers, 25-5. It was like Oscar Robertson, him and Michael Jordan are the only rookies to ever average that. But there is no doubt about Carmelo's competitiveness and where he believes he is. Go ahead, Bert.
Well, I tell you what we don't need on this show, and that's you having your shirt open all the way down to your belly. But that's what we don't need. But go ahead, carry on.
Oh, well, look, I got one more. But the remainder of the top 6 include the Nuggets, Mavericks, and Warriors, with the Clippers and Blazers just missing the automatic playoff spots. Matt, let's start towards the top. The Lakers were the top seed in the West when they won the title in the bubble. Do you expect them to chase the #1 seed with this group that they have this year?
I don't, RJ. I think this is a veteran-driven group. I think the last thing they're going to be worried about is seeding. You know they're going to be in the dance. The most important thing, like last year with this team, is just health, getting rhythm during the season, adding a lot of new pieces. So the most important thing is catching a rhythm during the season. I don't see them chasing the #1 seed. I think they know this is a marathon, and as long as they're healthy going into the playoffs, they have a great chance to win the channel.
Yeah, in terms of the Jazz, you got to remember that they were 52-20 last year. And so they have 52 wins, 10 shy of a regular season. And that's with Mike Conley only playing 51 games. So I think that's very smart to say that the Jazz are going to have the best record in the Western Conference. And for these OGs with the Lakers, they got so many new guys, a lot of them in important roles. It's probably going to take them a while to figure each other out till they're playing to the best of their ability, and they might have some lumps early in the season.
Well, look, my thing about the Lakers is that when you have such a veteran group, but you don't want to be battling. We saw that. You playing against a #2 seed last year. You're having to fight the whole way. You want to be in that top 4. Right. You want to get that first round under your belt. You want to have home court advantage. You want to just be able to kind of ease into the postseason, which they were not able to do last season. Mm-hmm. And it puts a lot more tax on you. But if they get in there healthy, and let's say they have the first round at home, maybe even the second round, I'm good. But the #1 seed, that takes a lot out of you. But looking at the rest of the West, the forecast has the Blazers in the 8th between the Clippers and Grizzlies and squarely in that play-in scenario. Mark, if Portland is in a playoff battle to try and get in, how could that affect Dame's outlook on the Blazers moving forward?
Whew. Well, first of all, I think Dame needs to get name tags for all his new teammates, man. He got like Marquise Chris, rookie Greg Brown, TJ Leaf, Ben McLemore, Dennis Smith, Tony Snell, and most importantly, Larry Nance. I think their supporting cast is much better, but I still think they need that elite guy to go with Dame and CJ to take them to that next level. So, yeah, a one and done, I don't know that it helps matters. Look, there's a long time between now and the postseason. and perhaps their GM has something up his sleeve to try to do something else before the season or before the trade deadline. But I don't think Dame would be feeling this barely getting to the playoffs thing.
I think Dame timing up is almost up in Portland. I don't think if they don't able to improve this team but come playoff time, they just haven't done enough. And this is with all due respect to everyone they've signed, that they've signed a lot of young talent and guys that have been in this league for a little bit that know how to play. But they, like Mark said, they haven't signed anyone that's going to move the needle. And in the Western Conference, with everyone coming back healthy, with the Golden States coming back healthy, with Jamal Murray coming back later in the season, Denver being healthy, all these healthy teams, Portland hasn't done enough to get up in that top conversation yet. And that's all Dame's asked. Dame's always taken the high road and being professional about it, but there's definitely going to be some behind the scenes talking if they're not able to improve this team by All-Star break.
Well, and they were talking about Dame, since LaMarcus Aldridge left, he hasn't played with an All-Star, he hasn't played with an All-NBA guy, he's in a smaller market. So you understand that that's difficult. But I think this is what Dame did. I know there was a